Hey, I'd like to demonstrate next this Outlook add-on that we've developed, and I should say Dan developed this really. He's done a great job. So effectively, if you've worked with SharePoint and Outlook, you'll notice I'm using the new version of Outlook, and with the classic version, it is the same. Working with attachments from Outlook to SharePoint can be quite challenging. You know, if you click the little drop down here, I do have the option to save to OneDrive, but I don't actually have the option to directly save to SharePoint, which is quite strange, really. If I go to Save As, then that will bring up a file dialog box where there's no easy way for me to immediately navigate to SharePoint. Now, there are some ways, but you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but effectively what most people end up doing is they'll save the file to a temporary location on their machines and then open up SharePoint in a browser and then upload the file, which is really not ideal. It's a bit clunky, but it also creates local copies of files, which you really don't want to do in an ideal world. So this little tab on the right, we're calling it Wingman because it just, you know, sits in the wing of Outlook, allows for really quick and easy navigation of the tree structure within, you know, of your SharePoint structure. So in your SharePoint site, any team site you might have, and you know, that structure is available, so you can sort of navigate through it and click through and get to folders. So this is only for sites and document libraries and folders. Then if I click over to the Files tab here, I can see the files contained in that location. If I then want to upload this file from Outlook into SharePoint, I can just click the little upload attachments icon. I've got the option here, because that's a bit of a strange name. Let me just rename that to, let's say, something like Microsoft Invoice. And I can then upload that to SharePoint. And I should get a little, there we go, green tick there that says it's been uploaded. So we've got the Microsoft Invoice uploaded to SharePoint. The inverse of that, of course, if I go to a new email, if I wanted to attach that file to an email, I can just click on the little paperclip icon, and then that will add the file to the email as an attachment. So a couple of things in here just to mention. We can easily add a specific location to favorites. So if there's a folder in SharePoint that you use a lot for attachments, if we add that as a favorite and switch to the favorites tab, I now have that folder saved in there, and I can easily get back in there with one click. Similarly, if I go to the history tab, this is sort of recent folders I've navigated to, and I can just click on any of those and it will open up that folder for me. Just a couple more features. If I am in a specific location, let me go back to the other folder, and I wanted to find a specific file. So if I typed in test, you know, that comes up with any matches. And then if I want to do a full search of all SharePoint structures, if I do a test search there, it will find any documents within all of SharePoint containing the word test in the name, you know, which is quite powerful. So if I click on that file, it'll take me to that location. So yeah, that's Wingman. What we find is that, you know, some users within the organization have to manage a lot of files and attachments, and this might be particularly useful for them in terms of, you know, doing that in an efficient way. But if it's not relevant to you, then of course that's absolutely fine.